ever imagine, like, stepping into a virtual world to learn something new?
Interesting.
That's what we're diving into today. It's immersive learning in tourism.
Okay.
And these students aren't just, reading about destinations.
Right.
They're actually building them.
Wow.
Virtually.
Yeah, it's fascinating how technology is changing education,
Totally.
We've got excerpts from a new dissertation by Eric Hawkinson.
Okay.
It's called The My Hometown Project. And
I like it.
he explores how effective these virtual tourism simulations really are.
So it's like fresh research.
Oh, yeah. Freshly defended, September 3rd, 2024.
This is cutting edge stuff.
It's definitely cutting edge.
So what did these students actually do?
Okay, so Hawkinson had tourism students design and lead virtual tours.
Okay, makes sense.
But here's the twist. They weren't focusing on the usual,
Tourist traps.
Exactly, the typical tourist traps. They went for lesser-known areas around Kyoto.
Interesting.
Places like Miyama. They have
Oh,
these traditional thatched roof houses. It's really cool.
I've seen pictures, yeah.
Yeah, and then the charming fishing village of Imne and Wazuka, famous for its tea.
Kyoto's hidden gems.
Exactly.
I love that they went off the beaten path,
Yeah.
But how did they even create these virtual tours?
Yeah, good question.
Like, was it all, digital wizardry from day one?
Not exactly. So Hawkinson really emphasizes the learning curve they experienced.
Yeah.
They had this dedicated space.
Okay.
They called it the Future Hub. It was a classroom, but equipped with VR headsets and this massive curved screen.
Wow, what's that?
They called it the U Theater.
A U Theater?
Yeah, and this is where they brought their virtual tours to life.
Okay, the U Theater sounds pretty wild.
That's very cool.
What was the Future Hub like for the students?
Okay, so imagine putting on a VR headset.
Okay.
Suddenly, you're transported to, say, a tea plantation in Wazuka,
Okay.
surrounded by these rolling green hills.
Nice.
You can practically smell the tea leaves drying in the sun, right?
Wow.
That's the kind of immersive experience they were creating and
Wow.
presenting in the Future Hub.
Wow, that's next level.
It's really something.
So they weren't just, learning about tourism.
Yeah.
They were learning by becoming like virtual tour guides.
Exactly.
In this very high-tech space.
Yeah.
Did Hawkinson's research show if this hands-on approach made a difference?
That's what's really compelling about his research.
Okay.
He goes deep into this idea of presence.
Presence.
Right. This feeling of actually being there in the virtual world.
Okay.
Which, that U Theater probably amplified.
It's one thing to look at a picture of a place,
Right.
but another to feel like you're actually there. Right.
Exactly.
How did the students describe this feeling of presence?
Many of them said it was incredibly realistic, almost like stepping into another world.
Wow.
They could visualize the details like,
Okay.
the thatched roofs in Miyama or the bustling harbor in Ayen.
Cool.
Hawkinson points to research showing that this feeling of presence,
Okay.
it's essential for impactful learning.
That makes sense because if you feel like you're experiencing something,
Right.
it's going to stay with you longer than just like reading it in a textbook.
Definitely, yeah.
Did Hawkinson include any anecdotes or like specific student experiences?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
He included direct quotes from the students.
Oh,
Gives you a real feel for their journey,
Yeah.
It wasn't all smooth sailing, though.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they were excited about the technology,
Right.
the chance to create these cool, immersive experiences, but
Oh.
they definitely faced some challenges.
Okay. Spill the virtual tea. What kind of challenges?
Well,
We're talking like technical glitches or...
it was a mix.
Okay.
Some students struggled with the technology at first.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, it is complex.
Yeah.
Others had a harder time crafting the narrative, finding that balance between sharing information, but also keeping their virtual audience engaged.
Right. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a balance.
So it's like they were juggling multiple roles at once.
Exactly.
Tech sport,
Yeah.
storyteller, tour guide.
It is a lot.
Did they mention how those challenges impacted how they learned?
It's interesting. A lot of them actually viewed the challenges
Okay.
as valuable learning opportunities.
How so?
Well, they had to think on their feet, troubleshoot problems,
Right.
adapt their presentations based on how the audience was reacting.
So they had to like read the virtual room.
Exactly.
It's like they were, I don't know, thrown into the deep end of the
Right,
virtual
yeah.
tourism pool, but they learned to swim.
Exactly.
Did this experience like change how they saw tourism itself?
You've hit on something really key here.
Okay.
Hawkinson emphasizes that this wasn't just about, mastering the VR tech,
Right.
the students weren't just building virtual tours.
Yeah.
They were grappling with real tourism challenges.
Like what?
Things like designing engaging experiences,
Okay.
thinking about diverse perspectives, promoting sustainability.
So it's kind of like a flight simulator
Oh, I like that.
for tourism professionals.
Yeah.
They get to practice in a safe environment
Right.
before dealing with, whatever real world tourism throws their way.
Exactly.
I like it.
And Hawkinson found that this really practical, hands-on experience helped them understand the tourism theory better, too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just,
Abstract concepts in a textbook.
Right, exactly. They were actually seeing how it could work in the real world.
That aha moment. And theory and practice click.
Absolutely.
Did the students find that this virtual experience made them want to visit these places in real life?
A lot of them did.
Really?
Yeah, they said they felt a newfound curiosity. Even a desire to go experience it all firsthand,
Yeah.
Like they got a taste.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah, sneak peek, and now they want the real deal.
There's something about exploring a place, even virtually,
I agree.
that can really spark that wanderlust.
Totally.
But this makes me wonder,
Yeah.
if virtual reality gets, even more accessible,
Right.
will people still crave those authentic travel experiences?
That's the question, isn't it? And Hawkinson brings it up, too. It's important, right?
Yeah.
Will this tech complement how much we want to travel? Or will it kind of, replace it?
It's a really interesting thought, right?
It is.
It's almost like philosophical,
Right.
about the nature of experience itself.
Totally.
Is it just about what we see and hear?
Yeah.
Or is it about, something more?
Right.
Those unexpected encounters, the challenges, even the discomfort of new experiences.
Precisely. And, it makes you think about the impact this could have, not just travelers, but the whole tourism industry.
That's true.
I mean, if people can just,
Yeah.
experience the Taj Mahal or the Great Barrier Reef from their couch,
Right.
will it change how we think about real world travel?
Interesting. Yeah.
How we prioritize it,
For sure.
what we value.
Right. And what about the ethical side of all that?
Oh, that's huge too.
Right.
Yeah.
If we're creating these super realistic virtual versions of real places,
Yeah.
how do we make sure that doesn't hurt those places
Yeah.
or the people who live there?
That's a really good point.
Right.
We have to think about that
Yeah.
as we go further into this virtual tourism.
It's like we need to balance,
Definitely.
the excitement of this technology with
Yes.
a responsible and ethical approach.
Exactly.
It seems like with every new technology,
That's
we have
right.
to really grapple with these big questions.
It comes with the territory, right?
Had its impact on, our lives,
Right.
our values,
Mm-hmm.
the planet.
It's a big responsibility.
It really is. It's a lot to think about,
It really is. And it speaks to
Yeah.
the broader implications of this research.
Right. And, going back,
Yeah.
this all started with those tourism students
Right.
making those virtual tours.
Exactly. And it's interesting because their experiences, I think, offer this glimpse into the future of not just tourism, but learning in general.
So we're not just talking about virtual tour guides,
Yeah.
but immersive learning in all kinds of fields.
Absolutely. Imagine medical students
Right.
performing a virtual surgery or engineers working together on designs,
Yeah.
but in a virtual space. Historians even walking through,
Okay.
ancient Rome.
Wow.
I mean, the possibilities are huge.
It's kind of mind-blowing
It is.
to think about how this could change education, make it more engaging, accessible,
Definitely.
effective.
Yeah, and it goes back to what Hawkinson talks about, that power of active learning,
Right.
really experiencing things.
So instead of just,
Right, exactly.
reading about it, you're thrown in.
You're in the driver's seat.
Right. You have to problem solve, experiment.
And you have to adapt.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of learning that really sticks with you based on his research.
It's so different.
It really is.
Reading about a concept versus actually doing it.
Totally. And think about it.
Yeah.
VR is getting so much more, sophisticated, more affordable.
Yeah.
We're going to see this more and more, I think.
Definitely.
Especially in education.
It makes you wonder, though, as we spend more time in these virtual spaces.
Right.
What happens to, our connection to the real world?
That's the $1 million question.
Right.
It is. As we get used to these, immersive controlled environments,
right.
Will we still appreciate like the chaos?
Yeah.
The unpredictable beauty of the real world.
Right. Or will it like make us want it more?
That's the thing. Maybe these virtual experiences will actually make us want to connect more.
Connect more, yeah.
With our planet, with people.
In a deeper way, yeah.
Yeah, in a meaningful way.
It's hard to know.
We'll have to see what happens.
Right. I mean, one thing's for sure.
What's that?
We are in a totally new era.
It feels like it, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, like the lines are blurring.
Between virtual and, real life.
Exactly.
It's kind of wild.
It really is.
And as we, go into this new world, this new era, we have to be thoughtful, right?
I think so.
About the consequences, every step of the way.
Definitely. Because at the end of the day, technology is a tool.
Right.
It all depends on us,
Us, yeah.
How we use it.
So, we learned from this deep dive.
Right.
Into Hawkinson's research, it seems like.
Yeah.
The future of, tourism, education, the experience itself.
Totally.
It's all up in the air.
It's exciting, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's up to us.
I agree.
To figure out how to, I don't know, shape this future.
Shape the future.
Make sure that, tech makes things better.
Right, and enhances things.
Oh, worse.
I like that. Yeah, enhances.
What a great way to end this deep dive.
I know, right?
Listeners, we really explored this world of these immersive tourism simulations.
We went deep.
And not just the potential of VR, but these big questions it raises about learning, travel, our whole relationship with tech.
All of it.
So until next time, keep exploring.
Yes.
Keep asking questions. And just
curious.
Keep that sense of wonder alive.
Whether you're in the real world or a virtual one.